You alright guys, how are we all doing? It's Andy here from Peninsula Painting Projects and welcome back to the channel. So I know this is a couple of days a little bit too late, but unfortunately I went to WH Smith's on the Wednesday. I was told by the young member of staff that they didn't have it in, it hadn't came yet. So I went on Thursday, only to be told that it was in on Wednesday, but anyway, it's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, I had to go down from Merseyside to the Midlands to sort some stuff out. So unfortunately, I couldn't record the video yesterday, so I'm recording it today on Friday. So in this video, we're going to have a look at issue 31. I don't know if you can see that there. It's issue 32 of Warhammer Conquest. Now I've been looking forward to this one since it was confirmed that we were going to get an Apothecary, because quite frankly, I've owned Apothecaries, I've painted them up probably about 20 years ago and it was terrible. I just spray painted them white and filled the rest in and it looked like garbage. But this is true scale, a true scale Space Marine, isn't it? Let's face it, Primaris are true scale Space Marines, and I am looking for, look at that, it's coming at the bottom. I'm looking forward to painting this, guys. So let's have a little look what's inside this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Come and join Peninsula Hobby and Chill. Share your experience with Conquest. Let us know what you're working on. And also, don't forget that this channel is sponsored by primalwargames.co.uk, which is my bricks and mortar store. So if you want to support the channel and if you want to buy any Warhammer, check out the website. Thanks guys, see you in a sec. Guys, so as you could see from the introduction, the packaging was starting to come apart, the base nearly fell out, so let's rip this apart and get rid of that. Now first of all, I've never owned a Primaris Apothecary. Tell a lie, I do own one, but it's still in its box, and I actually ended up selling it on eBay because I knew we were going to get in this for cheaper, and at the time I wasn't going to use it. So anyway, let's move on from that. So I was actually quite shocked to find out that this would be over 2 sprues. I was expecting it to just be on one. I know it's only 2 small half sprues, but it's still something to be a bit shocked at. I wasn't expecting that. Now, guys, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but this is obviously £7.99 per week. The Primaris Apothecary is £22.50. So we're saving about £14.51 here. So if I've worked this out correctly, and now maths isn't my strong point, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9999999% certain that this is 65% off. Is that correct? I think it is. Yeah, because £12.25 would have been half price, 50% off, yeah, that must be right. So let's have a little look at the sprue anyway. So this is the main body. So we've got the lovely base here. Look at the detail just for that base. I think that base alone's worth £22.50, isn't it, guys? Got a nice little backpack there with a little symbol to show that it's an Apothecary. You've got a lovely Apothecary head there, the new Primaris head. Helmet, got all the little gubbins on the side. We've got a nice, oh, I never noticed that, look at that little skull there. Then we've got the bear head, Apothecary head, which, you know me guys, you know I love doing them helmetless, so I'll probably do that. We've got like the little digity thing on his arm there. Obviously his pistol is taken out of its pouch. Got a nice robe there, some necklaces around there, so that's pretty cool. I think that model's amazing. I can't wait to paint this. And we can see a little bit of damage there, but oh well, thank God it's not damaged the actual model itself. But we've got a hand here which is holding one of the vital organs from the Primaris Space Marines, and then we've got all these little reader things here. We've got a blank shoulder pad, so obviously you can paint this up at whatever chapter you want. I know this is going to be an Ultramarines one, obviously on the frontier, but you don't have to paint it in Ultramarines, and you don't have to paint him in Ultramarines either. You can do Blood Angels if you want, or Salamanders if that floats your boat. So there's all the bits and bobs. We are supposed to get 2 gun options, so I'm presuming we stick these onto the gun. But I can't wait to, in fact, you know, when this video's ended, guys, I'm going to assemble this straight away because I can't wait to field this in my army. One thing I am going to do then, in fact, we'll discuss that in a minute. So let's have a little look at the magazine itself. So what do we get in this issue? So a bit of information about the Space Marine Apothecaries, Primaris Apothecary War Gears, and the rules for them as well, which the rules are pretty interesting, shall we say. I've never used them in the 20 odd years of playing. I've never used them. I've owned them, never used them, but I think I might start using them if the points are worth it. And you know what, guys, I often play for fun anyway, so part of me is even thinking I don't even care if the points are worth it. I might try and use them anyway. It's a beautiful model, and for £7.99 you cannot grumble. So first page, we've got a Imperial Fist Apothecary, obviously trying to save the life of a Imperial Fist Primaris Space Marine, but looks like he's already dead. So obviously he's removing the vital organs from the Primaris Space Marine. Now, I was not aware of this. I always knew that there was vital organs that made the Primaris, well, general Space Marines in general better than, you know what, guys? I've just realised why I didn't realise, if that makes sense. So, normal Space Marines have, as far as I'm aware, 2 glands, which make them obviously superhuman. Do Primaris have 3? Or do they have 2 and the Space Marines have 1? You know what, guys, I probably bodged this video up, but hey ho, we will carry on. So, a bit of information here. He's an infantry type, he's a combat medic, he's a surgeon and aid science. Primaris Apothecary is his designation, and he recovers the gene seed. So that's what makes these humans into Space Marines, basically. So a bit of information there. A nice bit of artwork here of some sort of humanoid being transformed pretty much into a Primaris Space Marine. It just says Space Marine on here, but let's face it, he's going to become a Primaris Space Marine. So there's the progenoid glands. Now, yeah, they have a pair of organs. Right, okay then. So yeah, they must both, Space Marines and Primaris must both have 2 of them. I wasn't really aware that. I knew that they had 1. So already this has taught me something new, which is always good. So Primaris Apothecary War Gear, it's a bit of a mouthful. So it's obviously it's highlighted in a different colour to emphasise what they have. I like his head actually. Reminds me of the old old 40k stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And obviously this is from the model itself, if you choose to paint him like that, or you could choose to paint him as a Death Watch Primaris Space Marine, which would be pretty interesting in my opinion. There's different weapons and there's different tools here, surgical servo arms, which I wonder if they aid him in his close combat. So I think that's a bit of a short story here, is it? Which I'll have to read. Yeah, these are normally short stories. I'll have to read that another time. Some nice models here of Death Watch Primaris Space Marines. I love the head. Just like the bit of the gas mask on there. So that's pretty nice there. How to assemble your apothecary. Now, that's what I was going to tell you before. When I assemble this, I'm obviously going to do all this, glue all this on, and then when we get to this part here, I'm not going to glue him to the base, and I'm not going to glue his foot to this yet, because I'm going to try and paint it separately. So obviously painting white's a bit of a bugger anyway, but then trying to paint that ultramarine blue and say if you slip over, I don't want to correct it. We haven't got time for that, have we, guys? So I'm going to assemble these a little bit separately. My mouth's going a bit dry. I need to have a drink in a minute. So how do we paint it? We got Celestial Grey in the last issue, which is actually quite smart of Hatchet Partworks. I'll give them that. They gave us the paint the week before, and then it's basically saying that we can use that paint to prime it. Now I'm a bit not convinced Now that is the finish from the paint itself. I think that's a spray paint, that personally. But anyway, that's what it's supposed to look like. Thin your paint down with a bit of water, clean water though guys, because if you've been painting red previously, your paint's going to look pinkish. So Celestial Grey, I've never used that paint before and I can't wait to use it. So these are all the paints we're going to use as well guys. So probably 2-3 thin coats, and Celestial Grey is a bit of is it Celestial? Yeah, Celestial Grey. It's a whitey grey, isn't it? I'm going to paint on the Mephiston red next on the robes. Try not to go onto the white because it would be a bugger to rectify. And then obviously your silvers. And then obviously if you paint the Ultramarines, do the arm pads blue and paint your Dead Space Marine blue as well. And then your blacks and golds. And you're starting to come together now, isn't he guys? Looking a bit better. Rackart flesh for the skull. I like that Rackart flesh. I used it the other week on my Black Legion and I was pretty impressed. Not used that before either. I use multiple paints guys, so those of you know, even before I opened the shop, I predominantly use Citadel paints. I use a lot of Army Painter paint. I've got a decent little collection of Vallejo paints also. I use multiple paints. I'm not just one-sided. And then we go into the washing stage. And that's that, and then obviously in the future we're probably going to get some paints to highlight these, aren't we? So that's that. So that's quite a long couple of pages there, isn't it, to paint? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages to paint. I suppose it is a bit of a long tutorial there, isn't it? So that's what it should look like when you finished it, which doesn't look too bad to me. You know, if you be patient guys, and if you put in enough practice, there's no reason why yours can't look like that. And then this is the mission briefing, Honor the Fallen, or Thy Fallen. So it's obviously going to be the Death Guard trying to kill off the Space Marines, and then obviously you need to try and collect the gene seeds there. Which should be quite interesting to play. And here's the Primaris Apothecary stats. So we move 6, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3+, which is good. Strength and toughness of 4, 5 wounds, very good. 3 attacks. I thought you would have got more. That's a bit of a shame really, isn't it? Leadership of 9, very good, and a 3-up save. So what can he do? If you've been 3 inches of the Apothecary, if the unit contains a wounded model, it immediately regains D3 lost wounds. So that's good. So I think if you choose not to shoot in that phase, you can give the unit or the character D3 more wounds back. Very good. So a little blank page there. And what are we getting next week? Yes and yes. I need more terrain. I'm always happy to get more terrain, guys. And I'll be honest, I've got a couple of sets of these. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. Obviously, why not? Miniatures, pretty cool. But this, I'm actually looking forward to this more so. Obviously, you guys watching at home may not even be bothered about this. You may more be bothered about this. But I got a couple of Dark Imperiums. Well, Dark Imperium and the First Strike. Not First Strike, the other one. No Fear. So I've got a couple of collections of them anyway. So I don't necessarily need them. But obviously, because I'm doing the video for YouTube, I will still get it. Guys, let me know what you think. Did you get this? Did you manage to pick this up from your shop? I hope you did, guys. I noticed that my shop had mine, which is always put to one side now, and it also had one left on the shelf. So I'm presuming they maybe just order 3 in a week, maybe now. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.